What if I told you that you don't need a six-figure salary to build a real estate empire? Sounds impossible, right? But here's the truth. Some of the biggest property investors you admire today didn't start rich. They started small, sometimes with just a low-paying job, a little courage, and a mindset that refused to stay stuck. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own real estate empire, even if your income right now feels too low. And no, this isn't about winning the lottery or waiting for some miracle. It's about strategy, patience, and using the tools already available to you. So grab a notebook, because by the end of this, you'll have a clear map of how you can start, even from where you are today. Section 1. The Mindset Shift. Here's the first reality check. Building wealth through real estate doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. Most people think, I'll start investing when I make more money. But that's like saying, I'll go to the gym once I get fit. Doesn't work that way. The empire you dream of will be built brick by brick, literally. Ask yourself, do I want to be comfortable now or free later? Because the truth is, with a low income, you'll need to sacrifice short-term comfort to buy long-term freedom. Cutting back on unnecessary expenses, saving strategically, and redirecting your limited cash into property is where the magic begins. Section 2. Starting small. The first deal. Your first property won't be a mansion, and that's okay. In fact, the best way to start is with the smallest deal possible. Imagine this. You find a small apartment or a modest house. It doesn't look like much, but here's the trick. You don't live in it. You rent it out. Even if your profit each month is tiny, that's your first step into the game. This is called house hacking. For example, you could live in one part of the property and rent out the other rooms. Suddenly, your rent or mortgage is being paid by someone else. That's how countless investors started, even while working low-income jobs. Section 3. Leveraging other people's money. Here's something powerful. Real estate isn't just about the money you have, but the money you can access. Think about it. Banks and lenders are literally offering you the chance to control assets far bigger than your savings. Even if you only have a small deposit, you can leverage loans, mortgages, or partnerships to buy property worth 5, 10, or 20 times more. For example, if you save just $5,000, you might think it's nothing. But with the right mortgage, that could help you secure a $100,000 property. Suddenly, you're in the game. And if banks say no, partnerships are the answer. Team up with someone who has money but no time. You bring hustle, they bring capital. Both win. Section 4. The power of rental income. Once you own even one property, the game changes. Why? Because now your money is working harder than you. Rental income can cover your mortgage, your expenses, and leave you with a small profit. And while that profit might seem small in the beginning, remember this. You're not just earning monthly rent, you're also building equity as the property value grows. Here's the bigger picture. A low-income worker might save $200 a month if they're disciplined, but a rental property could generate that amount for you without lifting a finger. That's when you realize it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Section 5. Buy, hold, refinance, repeat. So, how do you grow from one property to an empire? There's a strategy called BRRRR. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Here's how it works. Buy a cheap property. Fix it up. Paint, repairs, new flooring. Rent it out for higher income. Refinance, meaning go back to the bank and get a new loan based on the property's new higher value. Use that money to buy the next property. This cycle allows you to scale up. Even if your income never grows dramatically, each property becomes a stepping stone to the next one. Section 6. Creativity beats cash. Here's the secret sauce. People who build empires on low income are not the ones with the most money, they're the ones with the most creativity. You don't have enough for a deposit? Try rent-to-rent strategies. You take control of a property from a landlord, then rent it out to tenants for more. Boom! You're generating cash flow without owning the property. You can also look into joint ventures, or consider flipping, buying an undervalued property, giving it a facelift, and selling it for a profit. You may not keep the property, but you walk away with cash to fund the next one. Creativity opens doors, money can't. Section 7. The patience factor. Here's what most people don't want to hear. Building a real estate empire is not quick. It's not flashy. It's not overnight. It might take years before you feel like you've really made progress. But remember this. In 5 years, you could either be stuck in the same job, earning the same paycheck, or you could own multiple properties quietly generating wealth in the background. Patience, discipline, and consistency will do more for you than any get-rich-quick scheme. Section 8. Stories of ordinary beginnings. Some of the most successful investors started with almost nothing. A factory worker who saved for years just to buy one small rental home. A single mother who house-hacked by renting out rooms while raising kids. A young couple who lived in a tiny property just so they could rent out their bigger one. The common thread? They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They started with what they had, learned along the way, and kept building. Section 9. The Empire Vision. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Instead of working paycheck to paycheck, you're collecting rent from 5, 10, maybe even 20 properties. Your net worth has grown, your time is freer, and your family's future is secure. That vision doesn't start with winning the lottery. It starts with one small, maybe even unimpressive property. It starts with saying yes when most people around you say it can't be done. So, can you build a real estate empire with low income? Absolutely. Will it be easy? No. Will it take time? Yes, but is it worth it? 1,000 times yes. So don't wait for a raise, don't wait for perfect timing. Start learning, start saving, start small. Because the empire you dream of tomorrow begins with the tiny step you take today. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, your current income doesn't define your future. Your mindset and actions do.